Are Finland and Sweden going to join NATO right now? A momentous transition in Finland. Most Finns now wants to join NATO for the first time. Swedes, too, are warming up to the idea of joining. The Russian invasion of Ukraine may have prompted a dramatic change in Nordic foreign policy. But getting insurance while your home is on fire is difficult. A recent survey found that 53% of Finns support NATO membership. In 2017, just 19% of Finns wanted to join NATO, a proportion that has remained consistent over years. In Sweden, support for NATO membership rose from 37% in January to 41% on February 25. Since the Russian takeover of Crimea in 2014, public support for membership has been at 35%. Russia's unjustified attack has brought both nations closer than ever to NATO membership. Finland and Sweden appear to have reacted negatively to Moscow's recent harsh warnings that joining NATO would have military and political ramifications. Rather than seek refuge in the ditches, Finns and Swedes resort to the alliance. While Finnish and Swedish approaches toward EU membership and tight NATO relations look similar, there are subtle variations that might impact future developments. The Finnish parliament met on Tuesday to consider NATO membership, which is part of Finland's national security plan. Because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, some of the parliament's parties seem to be changing their minds about joining the alliance. History looms large in Finland. Finland's 833-mile border with Russia means it can never take sovereignty for granted. Mr. Niinistö stressed Finland's sovereign right to select its national security policy, including joining NATO. Finns don't only remember British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain's appeasement and the Munich Agreement that handed Czechoslovakia over to Nazi Germany. Soviet demands on Finnish territory and ports in 1939 prompted covert preparations for an invasion in November of that year. In Sweden, things are different. The Social Democratic administration seeks to highlight that non-alignment has served Sweden well for almost 2 centuries and that security policy should not be dramatically modified, particularly in a dangerous context. NATO is a divisive political issue. Since December 2020, a majority of parliament has been calling for the country to join NATO to be included in the country's national security strategy. Parliament is also divided on membership. 4 parties oppose NATO membership, while 4 others support it but do not control a majority of seats. Due to upcoming national elections, divisiveness is expected to dominate. Being more pro-NATO than Finland, the area has long assumed that Stockholm will be the first to join. Recent public appearances by top Finnish officials indicate that the NATO option may now be taken by Finland, not the US. Finns, 66%, support NATO membership if Sweden joins. Given their strong military cooperation and similar NATO policies, asking for membership concurrently is desirable. Delaying such a step would not only be unwise for Finland but would also hinder Helsinki's ability to forge its own path. Given the pace of change, this may occur sooner rather than later. Of course, the 30 current members must agree to accept Sweden and Finland. 2 of NATO's closest allies, Sweden and Finland, are 2 of the 6 Enhanced Opportunity Partners, EOPs. In terms of military competence, political stability, and strategic location, Sweden and Finland stand out among EOPs. It is widely believed that Sweden and Finland would be easily accepted into the alliance, as shown by their presence in the special NATO summit on February 25. This was recently addressed by NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg. It's unclear how a fast-track procedure for Swedish and Finnish membership would work. A nation like Kosovo, which has previously sought for rapid membership in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, would certainly be exempt from the Membership Action Plan procedure. According to Stoltenberg, informal planning is already beginning. We estimate that if all sides agreed informally, it would take about a month to submit, review, and schedule a vote. The ratification process in each of the 30 Allied capitals would have to take a lot longer. In the meanwhile, the US and UK might provide security assurances to Sweden and Finland. A trilateral military cooperation pact between Washington, Stockholm, and Helsinki already exists and might be extended. The situation in Ukraine will certainly determine whether Sweden and Finland request for NATO membership and how quickly they are admitted. Amid a changing security landscape in Europe, both nations' perspective is becoming more obvious.